going to talk about, sorry, I got my notes here. We're going to talk about Hayley and Dalton. Hayley in Highland, Texas. Where is Highland, Texas? I don't know where Highland, Texas is at. I know where Highland Village, Texas is at. It's by where I live, but I don't know where Highland, Texas is at. Okay, so Hayley, you making Texas look bomb bad right now, girl. Okay, so she's dating Dalton. In episode 1, we found out that Hayley and Dalton, they kind of grew up in the same area, in the same circles. Dalton, they went to middle school together, but he don't remember her. Of course, like, who remembers somebody they went? And Dalton been through a lot, so I didn't expect him to really remember who Hayley was. Come on now. Apparently, Dalton came from a good family. I don't know whether they had money. Apparently, they had means. They were well off, but somehow he slipped off into the bad seed land. Dalton has numerous charges. Most of his charges are credit card fraud, check fraud, theft. It's a lot of fraud. It's a lot of, he done stole some shit from a lot of people. Dalton was not living right. I'm assuming if anybody had that many fraud and that many check charges, I'm assuming it's probably because they were doing some sort of substance. They had some sort of substance abuse problem. Because ain't nobody defrauding that many, stealing that many credit card numbers or racking shit up just because shits and giggles. Yeah, that usually means that you use a dope fiend. I hate to say it, but they didn't say it in the episode. Hayley has spent $12,000 or more on lawyers' fees, commissary, talking to this man. She calls Dalton her soulmate, all this other stuff. Dalton, when the scenes of them talking together, he just seems very like nonchalant. I don't know, maybe that's his personality, but he just don't seem to like very enthusiastic. Again, I haven't looked ahead. A lot of people go read spoilers and look ahead to see what's happening in these relationships. I have not. So I don't know if they still together now. I'm just strictly going by the show. So let me put that out there. And then, Hayley has a child, and Hayley got into an accident, and apparently she got a settlement. So that's the reason why she has all this money to burn. And she goes to see this lawyer, a family friend, a lawyer of hers, and he's telling her, like, if you were my daughter, there ain't no way in hell you'd be up here spending all this money. Like, girl, you crazy. And knowing that his rap sheet and knowing that how prisoners be in jail, he was telling her it's not a good idea. But of course, she grown, she gonna do what she wanna do. Episode 2, we meet her son with the cutest little blue hair. We meet Hayley's ex. Hayley and her ex were together for 3 years, but her ex slept with her best friend. Woo, child. Yeah, that'll do it. But he was real talking to her. Apparently they co-parent, they got it together, and it's nice to see on this show a dad involved with the child. And apparently Hayley's ex, I didn't get his name, but he had a father that was in jail, and his earliest memories is of him going to see his dad in jail, and he don't want that for his son. So no, he's not happy that Hayley is going to potentially have this person, this incarcerated person, around her son. And Dalton may end up going in and out of jail, and that may be an experience that his son has to go through. And the real dad is like, I don't want my son to go through that. He said he worked hard to stay out of jail. So he doesn't want his son to be visiting somebody incarcerated. And it seems like the dad was mentally affected and scarred by that. That's not something you want to see your parent behind bars. Trust me. So I can understand where he's coming from. He was sounding like a real dad trying to protect his son. Because the fact that Hayley wants to move this dude in and have babies with him and all this other stuff, he said she can do whatever she want to do, but don't be dragging my son through this bullshit. And I'm with you there, Dad, right on. Like, don't be dragging the kid through this. So Hayley has and Dalton every week to have a date night. It's considered her. She makes a dinner. She gets her own flowers. I mean, it's kind of corny and it's kind of sad at the same time, y'all. I was just sitting there going, she had this big ass piece of meat about this big. It was like bigger than her. Hayley just a little bitty thing. She had this big old meat that was probably big as her head. I'm like, girl, you finna eat all that? And then she had like broccoli and mashed potatoes and cheese. She was really loving that cheese. I don't know what was in that cheese, but it was damn near orgasmic. Because she was like, man, this cheese, you can taste the garlic in it. Oh my God. I'm like, Hayley. I was sitting there like, Hayley, she okay. Anyway, I won't drag her. I will not drag. She seems like a sweet girl. And then she sits on the phone and talks to Dalton and describes the meal, about what she's eating, and she describes it. And so they can kind of have a meal together. Anyway, you got to do what you got to do. She said she's trying hard to keep the romance up. And again, when she talks to Dalton, he just seems like Oh yeah, babe. Oh, that's great. I can't wait to come home to you. Oh yeah, babe. That's wonderful. Yeah, honey. Like he's sitting there on the phone like this. Yup. Yeah, girl. Yup. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Like that's how I picture Dalton. So in recap, in episode 1 and 2, we didn't have no big revelations or anything like that, but we just learned more about Dalton and Hayley's relationship. And again, Hayley seems like a sweet girl. She seems very naive, kind of childlike to me, and a lot of these people seem very like naive and childlike, and it's just amazing to me that these people are really thinking that they are going to be with these people when they get out of jail, when the odds really are sorely against them. So we'll see in episode 3 what's going to happen. I didn't watch the recap because there's a recap afterwards, but I watched my episodes on YouTube, and I didn't get to see the recap of what's going to happen next week, so I don't have that part. But I'm interested to know about Hayley and what she's going to do. I hope she can get her life together and get herself together and focus on her child. And again, theme you're going to have in all these videos is these people need to focus on their children. In all things, they need to focus on it. They dragging their kids from here, there, moving this person in there. And then their kids just like going, okay, who are you again? Oh, you the boyfriend that was in jail? Oh, okay. Like, it's like you're dragging your kids through all this unnecessary drama in the name of quote unquote love, I guess. It's through somebody on the telephone, somebody writing notes, through somebody sending texts. This person could say anything to you. You don't know if they're talking to multiple women or multiple men. You don't know if they got a boyfriend in prison, a girlfriend in prison. I mean, they could be Dalton could be getting D'd down every night for all we know. I mean, Dalton is cute. Like, I ain't gonna lie, he cute, but he ain't that cute. And then, like I was saying, now my issue is there's no, at least not what WETV shows. I don't know what goes on. WETV edits a lot of things and sets a lot of things, and they do a lot of trickery. But I never hear none of these couples on none of these lockup shows talk about getting a job when they get out. Are they going to a halfway house? What kind of work are they going to do? What kind of program are they going to do if they have substance abuse problems? Are you going to get in a program? There's plenty of prison programs out of prison when prisoners get out, and resources for them to take advantage of to find a job, to find housing. Because these people get out of jail, they've been locked up a long time, and they go wild. They like, woohoo, I'm out. They go crazy. And I can understand that. But the idea you got to get out, and then all of a sudden you go from one lockdown situation to potentially another. The other person, they didn't live their life. They didn't been free all their lives. Most of these people have never been in jail, never been incarcerated, dating these people who have. And then they get out of jail, and then they realize these people going to be semi-celebrities. So you got chicks dropping in your DMs, or if you're a woman, you got dudes dropping in your DMs, or sometimes even both. And so there's just distractions everywhere. And then, you want people get out of prison, they want to go hang out, they want to go drink. They sometimes fall back into the same substance abuse that they had before. But those are things that can be lessened to a certain degree if you have a game plan. I guess my problem is these people are getting people out of jail, and that's all I hear about is we're gonna be together, we're gonna be in bed together, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and it's no talk of, okay, we getting out, where we gonna live. Besides, sometimes they bring the prison to live with them, but it's like, how you gonna get a job? We need to talk about, did you have a substance abuse problem? You need to seek some kind of psychological help if you've been incarcerated for numerous years. That works on you psychologically. So you need to think about having some kind of counseling problem, some kind of addiction program. I know some of these people are in treatment and stuff like that, and they don't really talk about it, and that's WeTV's fault for not talking about it. But it's all the focus on the love, and the romance, and the good feelings, and the butterflies, and the warm, fuzzy feelings, and it's not the reality of the struggle of being a former incarcerated person. And then you have to have your family support, not just a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a husband or wife, but it's also about having your familiar support. And then having, a lot of these people had children that they weren't in their lives, about getting reintegrated back with your children. That's what I would like to see on WeTV. Not wedding dresses and sunflowers and hot tub shots. I would like to see more of a nitty-gritty reality take on dating somebody and somebody getting out of prison and the hardships of trying to reintegrate him back into society as an incarcerated person. So that is my take for this episode. Y'all like, share, subscribe, comment. If you agree or disagree, you got something to say, go ahead and say it. And again, I'm gonna come up with we're gonna do another couple in the next video, and y'all just stay tuned. And that's about it. Peace, love, and soul.